Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Welcome to a very serious episode of
It's
Bouba Babble.
very stoic today.
Very demure, very
Yes,
mindful.
indeed. It is Mid-Autumn Festival, so we're all being very mindful of the moon.
Happy Chuseok.
Yes.
Have you eaten any rice cakes recently?
I have not. I had eaten hamburger helper, so I think that is similar enough.
Yeah, little chunks of vegetable matter.
Yes.
I don't know how much meat is in hamburger helper and how much is helper.
It's a pound of ground beef and like pasta. And that's the other part.
Okay.
But it definitely will.
So you don't make it with like a thing that's formed into a hamburger first.
No, like you like ground it essentially you're like kind of making like a meat sauce for the pasta.
Okay.
Yeah. And then with varying levels, it usually calls for like a dairy. So like I like to use like either like whole milk or half and half. Last time we used sweetened almond milk and I thought I was gonna vomit.
Did it curdle?
Yeah. I was not the one who put the almond milk in. Not me. I would ever do that. No, not the fracking.
No. Does the alleged want? If the alleged wants to defend themselves,
the alleged has quarantined themselves in the bedroom as part of their punishment. So,
okay. So partly why we're obviously very serious and all the other adjectives.
Yes.
Is because it's not just my work, it's not just Miles's work.
No.
It's the work of all the people who matter in the conlanging world are clocking in this month.
Correct.
They've got their thing, they're stamping it.
Their timesheets.
Yeah.
They're clocking it in, they're getting their minimum wage.
The minimum conlanging wage of absolutely nothing.
The potential at getting a Kopiko in a year and a half.
Yeah, I mean that's what's in the contract, right?
It is. So yeah, we had a little challenge this month. And I think we had a couple of respondents that, we want to share out their stuff, including us twos. So
I thought you were going to say, and also people whose stuff we don't. And we'll see. We'll see what terrible things have happened in the name of conlanging.
Oh, God. There's been horrible slanders. So just to kind of remind ourselves of like what the challenge was, because even I kind of forget a little bit, not really, but just like what it kind of was, kind of how we did different like phonological differences, sound changes, and then how we did some grammaticalization, kind of bring things through.
I feel like not enough YouTube videos start with a numbered table of contents. I feel like it's something that's been missing from YouTube.
I completely agree, especially these people who are clicking out these like 2.5 hour long like video essays where like you can't
read controversies.
Like you gotta like part one. This is like the setup, and then like even before you do part one, tell us what the parts are so we know going in. I also love like if I'm like watching like a TikTok and it has like the time of how long is this video. Love. I can plan around that. That's easy. That's fine. But yeah, we're gonna get right into it.
Right
Jake,
into it.
Wanted to. You kind of had a little.
So I pushed this phonology in this direction of Northwest Makea much more strongly than I ever imagined. I thought that I was gonna like wake up and Miles was gonna be like, I want clicks, or I want like consonant harmony, or one of those lovely things. I was thinking, oh, maybe we'll have like a labialized Vela series.
Mm-hmm.
And no, Miles wakes up and says, you know what? For a change, we'll have tone. Just a sprinkling.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Miles.
You're welcome.
I added the almost and highlighted some areas where we didn't completely rip Northwest Chicago off. We did have a proto H. We had, and our W and our Yod were not in alternation with some vowelios as they are in Northwest Mikeo.
And vowels are vowing.
Yep,
all the vowels are vowing.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, as the saying goes. And also as the saying goes, margarita pizza.
I know what you're talking about. I have not watched what you're talking about, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh,
Shall we carry?
I think we should carry on. Like April.
Mm-hmm.
April, carry on. Love.
Wow, we've already descended into Drag Race niche memes.
We had a simple syllable structure, more or less. It was all open. At max 2 vowels next to each other in a diphthong. Absolutely.
Wait, I realized now I apologize. I may have got away with it if I didn't open my. Well, I did open my mouth when Miles said open. And I realized now it probably wasn't recorded the first time.
No, it probably was not. But yeah, each root had at most one high tone vowel. So many roots are atonal, but some, if they do have tone, it's only on one vowel. That's gonna be it. Phonology. Yeah.
And this is the modern phonology. So in
Yes.
classic linguistics style, we thought, what better than a massive fuck off table?
Indeed.
So I haven't included. I was in charge. Well, I put myself in charge. Oh, of making this table. I didn't capture every single environment for every single change to every single consonant, and I'm very sorry about that, everyone. So shall we start off with pa?
Yes.
I'm like pa. I'm like
So
trying to unaspirate my heart.
Is the laser pointer showing up? Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. So yeah, pretty much most people had
Normies.
This is getting annoying now.
I guess I have pa.
You have
Pa.
Tevis has qua. She had a very qua. Very, very wonderful sound inventory. And we kind of do a little bit of some.
Well, more on that later.
More on that later. Okay, before we jump our sharks here.
I mean, I think it's worth us like actually talking about what's happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, off the bat, you can see that I've got a distinction between adjectives and aspirated stops. Miles is giving me a face that you can't see, but it is looking questioning.
No, I'm just like, yeah, that's what I see as well. I see.
It's what you see, but do you feel it? Do you get it in your heart?
I'm feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. I am.
Thank you.
I didn't do too much. My consonants remained pretty.
Very demure.
Yeah, I think my goal was to like just like fill in the coronals, and I kind of did that through just a lot of like palatalization and kind of shifting something around like that. So that's why, at least for my words, because of kind of the forms that were chosen for them, we have not like I think the palatals and the alveolars are in free variation with each other. So like it only shows up palatal in front of front vowels, and anywhere else it's a alveolar consonant.
And do you? I guess we can see from J that you're including air as a. I guess for the viewers at home who don't know what they're talking, I don't know why I went into this voice now. Like, I feel like I might be overstating this point, but there are plenty of languages where air isn't front enough to palatalize consonants.
Yeah.
Although there are plenty of languages where it is.
Absolutely.
Looking at you, French, with your palatalizing A's.
Oof.
Oof. Big oof.
Oof. But yeah, other interesting things about I think the H is also going to be interesting. You had this coalesced down, but I have an idea of kind of that HB kind of doing the P.
Yeah.
And then for Tethys,
I feel like
I love that.
We lost very quickly past the more interesting lines, which are the K and the G.
Oh, go ahead. I apologize.
No, because Tig is like we know where she's from. We know this girl. Mm-hmm. She's went to our high school. Ka, I think, to me, it's obvious where this came from. I realized that that's because I created her.
I can see where it has emerged from.
Shall I take on this apical vowel? Do you want?
Absolutely can.
I'm going to say that this is tsuka. Tsuka. We love to see a palatalized affricate. I feel like this is so close to being an alveopalatal that xie is just hanging on in there as distinct in all but name, which does bother me sometimes when I think about it, but I try and let that go from my mind. Anyway, Kega makes sense. Cheka, love it.
Love it.
I feel like with this one, everyone other than Bouba kind of went down a not too dissimilar path, at least with the consonants.
I think
we got
so.
Some K's, we got some G's, we got some Ch's, we've got some T's. And then we get to Ge, and you can take on this one, Miles.
Yeah, so I had Ge, Jake had E, Teth. Well, I'll start with one similar. Je and Z. I think those two we kind of had me and Mac by very similar sound changes in that regard. You and Bubba, E, K, very similar. We kind of see where this from. Teth is coming in hot with this L, Le. Can kind of I don't even know how that happened, but I'm very
the voice stops have both gone to approximates, right?
Yeah.
So they both eliminated. and then the air has made it more lingual, I guess. And the lingual approximant that's voiced, well, I don't think there's a voicing distinction, is the L.
There you go.
I see you, Tethys. I see Australia. I can see Australia from my
house. Our key. We have.
Are we allowed to make fun of individual Alaskans?
I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They know what they've done
on there. It's a wild place. There's stuff.
I mean, it's literally wild.
Oh, I have a friend who lives in Alaska. I forgot about that. I think he still lives in Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have oh boy, which I mean, I still think that's funny. Oh boy, was oh boy, in mine, Jake Tethys had long, that's good as gonna get. Oh boy.
I don't think there's a.
I adore.
There's no distinction between gv and gv. There's no distinction there, so it's
okay.
It doesn't matter if you don't round those lips early.
I'm probably going to. Like right there. Oh boy for Bubba, and then oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Beautiful.
Nice.
Look at us. Good job, us. We both evolved the full set of both alveolar and palatal obturants. Nice. Jake, you also developed a distinction between ejective and aspirated stops. You did indeed.
I did.
Bubba never bothered.
No, Bubba made his choices.
Tethys flirts with I love that verb. The alveolar consonant, classifying the palatalized alveolar consonants as lingual. Then Magpie, he developed some alveolar sibilants and labialized velar series there. Beautiful.
Lovely.
Come obstruents, now we have our sonorants, among wa and ya. Go ahead.
I feel like these obstruents are where people got really crazy. Like,
so
this was where a lot happened. Why did you go back?
Oh, I think you had more to say about that. I can go forward.
No, I'm talking about the sonorids. Like, I guess the nasals are pretty tame, but you see.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess I didn't know. I really struggled with these to find, basically because the year especially just for me, you and Tepis just went to a S, I think, almost straight away for all of our languages.
I kind of went through this different. I went through like another stage. So I did like it strengthened to like the palatal fricative, the hya. And then depending on the vowel environment, that's where it kind of split. So this is why it's not like shuho instead of su.
Like Tethys is hyungo.
Yeah, because I'd evolved. There is evolved no glottal consonants at all. So that H just went to that H instead to kind of make things a little bit more symmetrical, but also just W for me, I think unilaterally went to V in all environments. And this is kind of the same deal here. This is actually a perfect word for it. This N went to, I mean, As I said before, alveolar and palatal consonants are in free variation. There is no distinction other than vowel quality that makes it doing it. Yeah, maishe, p.
I think that I'm misrepresenting Bubba right now. I don't think that he would have. Let me find what Bubba actually got for Maheb because it wasn't.
It wasn't. No, I don't think it was. Right now it's pop. I'll try to this. Mwah, mwah.
Oh, it stayed. I think exactly the same.
Oh, okay. Mahe, and then mahase, mahase, nonye.
I love the quality conlanging content that we approved.
We're doing great.
Is it updated yet? No.
Now it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Mahe. And then for Bubba, he had all the tone go to stress. So it went from Mahe to
yeah. It would be ma. I guess ma'ahe. Mahe.
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 I don't. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, but if you're watching, if this was not Mahe but Mahe, how would that affect the stress? Out of curiosity, it's a question for you.
I think
future.
I think it might be a. It looks like the it should have been a long
Yeah.
So. Oh no. Oh no! I tried to edit Bubba's document. Okay. So,
oh, where'd I go? Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Wait. Can you see me?
You've got a darling little face, right now, like. Oh, and now I've opened it up again, and it's gone.
Oh, I can't see myself.
And if you can't see yourself, how can you aspire to be in the role?
I feel alone. Well, I'm not alone.
You're not alone. Wow.
Sexua. Okay.
Should we just try and keep going and hope that things work out?
We'll be okay. I'll be a disembodied voice. I don't know how this happened, but we're having a good time here. So for the I think that's like, I don't remember what the name Moss is, but we have Nonye, Ni, Nyonye, and then Non. Air was pretty universrsally similar. Jake, you kind of had one out a little bit. I can see where that went in yours. Bong, Huang, Wang, pretty similar. And then we had the splitting of the ya, suho, stu, yuho, and then yuho for magpie as well.
We don't have a useful summary of what happened in this one. I mean, I can talk a bit about what happened to mine if that's interesting, but we'll see later on that there will be times when the W in the proto corresponds to F in my language.
Ooh.
and then the F and the fricatives.
Precwicatives. Precwicatives.
The stress there seems really wrong to me. Fricatives.
Precwicatives.
I've always said fricatives.
Precwicatives.
Yeah. I realize it's from weak fricatives, but I'm like fricatives.
Precwicatives.
Fricatives. That's the British pronunciation.
Jake, you had barely any vowels.
No, I had the same number as we started with.
And everybody else just got more.
Yeah, some of you don't know how to control yourselves. You don't always need more vowels.
No, I had 5 short vowels, long A, long O. I had I, ow. I think of the only 2 diphthongs. I think I wanted to include oi, but I elected against it. I think oi went to something. Oh, actually, no, I lie. I do have oi. So the 3 diphthongs are I, ow, and oi, and then everything else has remained the same as what's here. Tethys had some really cool vowels. She had z, and as vowels as well. Bubba included and a, and then Magpie had a symmetrical kind of low, mid-high, high variation there.
With some vowel harmony, right?
I think so. Oh, nice.
Armonía vocálica.
Ah, claro. Claro que sí.
Claro que sí.
Yeah. Vale. We are now, I think that's phonology wrapped up pretty much. Nice.
I feel like the phonology, on some level, it's like, I'm like, oh, we actually did quite similar stuff. On another level, if you tried to like, if you were given these examples and you were asked to reconstruct the original, I guess Babba's would help a lot.
Babble will help a much lot.
But in reality, like some of these changes, like
yeah, I think yours and Tethys's are by far the most divergent. I think Bubba's definitely stays pretty conservative. Magpie and I are kind of like the next branch over, and then Yin's 2 are like in a whole nother realm.
I think that I might have to isolate myself on that island.
Yes. Some grammar and data. Let's see how this goes. Nice.
Okay.
Some nice, happy intransitive verbs here. Yes.
So, how do we want to do this? Do we want to like go down the columns or across the rows?
I think let's. It's a good question. Let's go down the columns.
Okay.
It's the same like sentence.
And do you say yours? I'll say mine. Do you know how to read Tethys's romanization?
I have an idea potentially how to do it.
It's very interesting.
If you have an idea, I'm gonna let you do it then.
I think that I can remember it.
If I could find like her document in the drive, but I cannot. But I don't think it was. So oh well. But my sentence is Oi sogeme.
And mine was Wisas que se. Tethys's was Raipu sokale.
And we had oi yoga.
And magpies was uhi yokahete. So straight off the bat, I think I need to explain where the sa is coming from, because I mean, obviously, Tethys is doing something. So Tethys basically, the reason that Tethys looks really different is that the vowel ends up being split between a nominalized thing that comes at the beginning, right? And then there's a auxiliary at the end. Although I don't know where the auxiliary is in this.
I guess it's the le. They seem to be the one that is conserved.
Or is it that u is the word for oil?
Yeah, that's fat.
So I think it's the fat melt and then a past tense auxiliary.
Yeah, which is very similar to the le in Mandarin, but not really.
Yeah, with a few more syllables and tone and
all that jazz.
All that jazz. If I'm the only one whose camera is working, I need to be pulling out all the stops.
Mine currently says that it is starting. I don't know what that means. This camera is starting, so beats me as to why it isn't. But for my sentences, so the deer bled is Veng Gabi Me.
Mine is Wasak Bise. Thesis is Haipinge Ungui Zukele.
We had Wenga Gabi.
And Uheng. Oh no, it's my least favorite vowel. Gapitze.
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 Okay. Ushi pesame.
Cesar Kusani. No, sorry. It's a lot of mouthful. Kwasni. Raipius Kusele. Sorry, Kusele.
Uje Kweja. Love that.
And then Uzehi Kweyatse.
Nice.
It's kind of interesting because you can see that even though I think, Miles, yours phonetically is actually more similar, I think that the route that you took ended up being so divergent that it doesn't look like it belongs.
Yeah. It's and so like how I did my verbs was I did it by lexical aspect. So I divided verbs into durative verbs that kind of occur throughout a time versus like punctual, where it's kind of like a kind of a one sort of action and it's done. So if the durative verb is unmarked, that means the process is ongoing. If it is marked with mue, which is hug, that means that it is a completed aspect kind of here. I did some tonal shenanigans with how it suffixed onto it. So if the final syllable had a low tone or no tone, there was a falling syllable, or sorry, falling tone on that meh here. So you kind of see that here. If it ended in a high tone, then that shifted back to the word was mue, and then it suffixed as mue, and that kind of changed a little bit of how the tone shift happened.
Mhm.
If it was a punctual and unmarked, it is over, completed. And if it was a marked punctual verb, then that meant it was imperfective and still ongoing.
I mean, mine are both. So I think that Krasny is imperfect for me
Yeah.
because you rarely shiver once. So in
You
my
did.
head, it was like an ongoing action. Like you you wouldn't usually say, "Oh, what have you done today?" I have shivered.
No, that sounds weird.
Um, I guess if someone asked you, "Have you ever shivered before?" you could say, "Oh yes, I've shivered."
Ugh. Oh, you can't see me shiver once. Oh well.
Mm.
But yeah, Bubba. Oh, you already put what I put. Wonderful. This is what I was gonna already said. And then Jake, you said this already as well.
Wow, look at
Weird.
us go.
You're so look at us. We didn't even need the notes. Bubba did not choose to mark any tense or affect or mood at all. And then
I do want to talk about this for a second
oh, please do.
because I think that when we first got it, I thought, if I'm being really honest, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of boring," like because there's no grammaticalization. And then I thought, like, in a world where everyone's proto languages all got together, there would just be like 6 or 7 different versions of the same Proto-Lang with really similar grammar because we all start from this place, which is, I guess, on some level, kind of like some forms of Indonesian or Malay, where you don't have to mark time at all. You don't have to mark anything. There's literally just individual units that are all separate. Um, and actually, to have a language preserve that, it would be really weird if a language, if every single language was completely divergent from this kind of system. Don't you think?
I think it'd be very odd. I think that if we were to do this again, kind of, I mean, I remember saying to have like, what I wanted to include in this was some sort of like direct inverse alignment, but I think having them there be very different grammaticalizations is, yeah, it seems like rather unlikely.
Well, I mean, I think it depends how old the family is, you know?
Yeah.
When we've done our projects like this in the past, we've often tried to limit the time depth so you get more family resemblance.
Mhm.
I feel like because we didn't set any limits or anything, we've ended up with like 5 branches, which are quite distinct from each other, you know?
I think so. Yeah. I think, I mean, for like the first challenge that we had done, I think this was a good. Well, I mean, we have more to go, but I mean, just as a like a pre-reflection on it, I think it went well, and I think more structure next time, whenever that could be, would only make it better.
I think next time the thing is, I think when we've seen David and Jesse do these challenges, they seem to be able to have enough experience with this stuff to kind of create a well thought out teaching experience off the cuff.
Yeah,
Whereas I feel like for us, we probably need to like plan a bit more and present the challenge in a more conceptualized state.
I would agree with that. No, it snowed. All mume
Mumwi, uh, repi onguine.
almu.
Sorry, I think it's ongu ongunya. I think that's how that's supposed to be pronounced. Tethys went Irish inspired, and having been to the land of Iordebury,
Mm.
I knew in my heart that I do like Ireland, but no one needs to be taking their romanization from
Hi,
Irish.
my name's Nadine Coyle. I'm from Derry. I was born on May 11th.
Making me a Gemini. Love that. Now, this is a really curious thing that Bubba does.
Mhm.
Just saying Almu. It's like
I'll move. Snow.
snow.
I love it. And then Magpie had Wong Ahomse. Ahomse.
Well, Wang
Is
is a sky.
Sky.
Yeah.
Yes. You made a distinction in person marking based upon Tethys's root mo, which I believe was the obviate.
No, Mo was the indefinite.
Ah,
So, yeah, indefinite.
it
I
was.
think is
Yeah.
how she defined it, but I made it impersonal. And I think I keep panicking because the two names read quite similar things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I guess the difference is that the indefinite pronoun is used in an impersonal construction, but you wouldn't usually call it an indefinite construction, but you can call it an impersonal pronoun or something like that. I don't know. I feel like every day I'm outside of that linguistics classroom I was in. My confidence with this stuff is just
Oh my gosh. And I mean it's the perfect versus perfective thing all over again. It's
yes.
like there's so many niche words for so many specific like terms because they're just like has to be. It's like how like you have to start using the Greek letters for the variables because we ran out of normal letters.
Love that.
Some transitive sentences.
What did you do in those situations? I'm just realizing that I think I wrote up a lot of the notes. I didn't think I saw something for the snowing one.
The snowing one, I just kind of said it snowed over. Like it just there was no subject to it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But for these, for sure, yeah. So for mine, I had Hovoi Su Hu Vo Nie Xie Me.
And I had Pisa Stuch Kipase. I think this is Rapie Nongu Nesele Shungo Ngohaile. No, Ngohaile.
Was Bubba had Hovoi Yu Ho Nge Kemwe.
It's a Ngehemwe.
Ngehemwe. Hobohi ne nesetse ni yu ho.
And then I think the sun stabs the deer in the face was the most complex sentence we went with.
I think it was because it was only almost 3 arguments.
Yeah.
Mine was Puvengo Yizo Vobe.
Mine was Pusangwa Chi Sipasni. This was Kwak Yunye Zizi.
That's a fun word.
Yeah, I really want to push back on Tethys using DS for the Z Africa. It just
I mean, she had no
like a
choice.
smash of letters. I guess I got used to the Z being voiceless consonants in Polish, but it just looks wrong. Sorry.
Bubba had
I still love you, Tethys.
Pakigi. And Magpie Puho Zizi uhenkwa.
Mhm.
I will speak.
Can we try and work out how people ordered this stuff? Because we've got a note about what Tethys did.
Yes.
But so we've got the pool is the sun, right? From pool.
Mm-hmm.
And then pusa is my son in the nominative. Kwa is the son, or is it kvu? It might have been kvu.
Is
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because kwa was stab, wasn't it?
Yes.
And
Or
then pu and then puho, which is that the obviate? No, it's because it's from puo. So this is funny because the people reconstructing this would only know that there was a
this is wild.
O from Magpie's language. Or maybe also from.
No, that'll be the only.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the only one that keeps the. Oh,
Or I
interesting.
guess I think that the length in Tethys's one might be from the bimoraic quality.
Mm.
But yeah. Then we've got the Vingor. Sorry, if
Oh, you're
you
fine. You're
don't,
fine.
I
Yeah.
like, and then because my Ngwa is from the same root as Vingor.
Yeah. This is face.
Face. I think I just went with bare opposition.
Mm.
And it's interesting because I realize now, like, I've marked the nominative and the accusative and just completely left this genitive construction sort of thing out.
Because you have like this like directional thing going on.
Yeah. So the part in Shipasni, um, wait, I thought isn't the part also the stab? I'm like,
Pause
where
to
was
stab.
I'm like, what did I do there? I think that okay. So I changed, well, not changed. I evolved the meaning of stab because verbs that require close combat can be broadened to something meaning to get close to. Like to say you'll take a stab at it means that you'll
Attempting
try
it.
and approximate what it is. So that broadened to enter. So I used that for that. And then I wait, was it that? Yeah, okay. I used instead of stab, I combined to cut or to slice with the enter. So
Mm.
this was the equivalent of in another language life, it would have been a compound of cut stab.
Oh, that's cool. I'm trying to remember where one of my derivations came from, and now I can't. Oh, I think I figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not. Anyway, one of my I think one of my this vol came from air, kind of like it blowing towards it. So it kind of had this this like directional here. This high tone where nyasheme, there can't be a low tone between two high syllables, so there needs to be that kind of like tone terracing sort of dealio. Do you want to talk about Tethys's obviate proximate situation?
Sure. So, so Tethys provided these 3 different orders based on the proximate status, like which was the most proximate, I guess.
Mhm.
I found this whole proximate obviate stuff really confusing at times. Like I really had to like read a bunch to try and work out what on earth is going on. So I think it's you have. I guess it's like so this. I'm like I'm looking at the it's kind of like the idea of mirativity, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like which of the arguments is most salient to the conversation: the sun, the deer, or the face. So, like, my interpretation of this is like the sun is proximate, so it gets fronted. But this obviation marker marks that it's the object that's proximate rather than marking like obviation on the
Okay.
And then I'm guessing carry deer. This is a genitive phrase for face. That's how I see it.
But when would you mark proximate then?
You wouldn't mark proximate. Proximate is just done through word order.
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever.
But then you would never. I wonder what Tethys did with the proximate thing then. I guess it's because it was a pronoun, right?
Yeah.
So you would only ever mark the proximate if you're filling in for the previously unmarked proximate noun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. To close stuff out, our final 2 sentences. So mine was for the Usnea moss climbed up the Canelo tree. Love that. Nonye ngalav mai mingu me.
And I have some beautiful long nasals to get right here.
Oh gosh.
Nisa mpa nusa. Rapi nge ngahu mingue.
Bubba had nyonge ngavwa mingu veho.
It's a velar fricative.
Yeah, mingu veho. Mingu veho.
Mm-hmm. And then Magpie was non ngavuha mingu. Oh no. Mingutse.
Mingutse. Mingutse.
Mingutse.
Mingutse. I love my next sentence. Uj anov volvuho. Uj anov volvuho.
I love this as well. Twisa tenur kosni.
That's dope. I love that. I love that so much.
And then this is something close to Rapi or Woku Oku si an I knew Vrole.
Oh, that's
Vrole is
wild.
an
That's
excellent
wild.
word.
I can't. Bubba had Wagi Angel Puge.
Pugai.
Pugai. Oh, darn it.
And then Magpie was Oheti Ano Oko Buga Hoha.
Buga Hoha.
Buga Hoha. We're just
Yeah.
creating excellent words here on this day.
Ugh. And that's all she wrote.
I think that we if one of us needs a day off, we could get one of the creators back in and try and work out some transitional dialect stuff. Because I think that it would be nice. I don't know. I like carrying on these sorts of projects.
I do too.
And
I feel like it's not just like a one-off.
And I want to thank everyone again who took part. Tethys, Bubba, and Magpie. It means a lot that you've spent your time doing this challenge with very poorly put together instructions.
Yes, it's been very grateful to kind of see. It always comes back how grateful like the community is like engaging with our stuff. So it's very nice to see.
Yeah, it's we put quite a lot of time into it, more than I think we realized at the start.
Correct.
But it's nice that we're seeing people come together and do some conlanging. So happy conlanging, Bouba,
and then
stay grammar. And if you want another end of conlang stream catchphrase added, just set one up.
Yeah.
You can do it.
I believe in you. Cool.
We believe in you. Bye.